Hello, everybody. This is Pete from PA Labs, and I'm going to pick up today where I left off yesterday and continue the unit build out here. But before I go and jump into that, there's a couple things I want to show that aren't quite so obvious. I had a little fun yesterday in the code, and I've added the ability on the maps. As you can see, these start to get pretty cluttered up. So it's nice to be able to occasionally go back and hide the cities or hide the units and get back to the terrain, get back to what you want to see. Um, and I've put these buttons out here. I'll probably be adding more as the time goes on. Also, these will be buttons I'm sure that will make it all the way through to the game player as well. So the second thing I wanted to show, and that has us leaving this and jumping back to the launcher. I want to go over here to core and show what it is that I set up to make this possible, this particular game. So first I added the campaign game itself. Adding the campaign game in, and I then chose to not give elite, to not give anti-aircraft or the high-level bombers or any of that to the game. Those are, I guess the term would be, those would be not valid choices. So once I did that, then I could come in and build my two nations, which I chose Genovia, and for probably a really poor choice, I chose Rebels. It should have been Pirates or something like that. But okay, that's kind of done. I guess I could rename it. That's not a big deal. So I came in and I chose the Genovia has the Netherlands flag, and let's see. This is the campaign game. He's got the Netherlands flag, and I set him up to have the just the green base with no override of units of any kind. That's just all I wanted to set up. And then the rebels over here, they came in, and I gave them the a pirate flag, so they're true pirates, whatever, and gave them the brown base. So that's the sum of what I've done, and I do actually want to point that out as well. So if I come over to let's see, home development, Pure Basic projects, the Wargame Studio uh, images. Oh goodness, where did I put it? Flags. There we go. So I have flags in here. I programmed in a whole slew of flags that you can choose from. But in addition to that, I've created a folder. Thought I called it tools. Wait a minute. Oh, I got to get out of images. There we go. Tools. All right. And tools has the flag animations. So the wavy flag thing. So that's all done from code. Uh, if you have any flag that you want at all, these are some of the flags that I've gathered and put in here. And then it builds a sprite sheet. There's a program. No, obviously it's not there. This is a little tester program that you can see how the flag looks. Somewhere in all of this is a code sheet that'll actually generate the flags. It would make sense I would have put it at this level. Yeah, Flag Maker. So here's Flag Maker. That's a pure basic code to generate that flag um, uh, sprite sheet. So you can add your own sprite sheets at your own will. So um, now that pretty much has everything that I've put into here. I did have to go back into the base units and modify for the carriers to have carry units and how many units they can carry, stuff like that. So this is where that is done in the base unit screen here. So that's pretty much all I want to show from here. So we can jump back over to the game designer and bring up our game. And so what I'm going to do now is add three more of transports or so to here, and then start filling up the cities with planes. The transports will all get full of units. So just this wasn't working yesterday. If you have a unit here, you I can't put a border around. I guess I probably could with what is that, a frame or something to that effect. But you have three invisible units over here, and so on the carriers, carriers have a choice of fighters or dive bombers. I thought about putting in torpedo bombers as well, but the difference between a torpedo bomber and a dive bomber, I figured that it's just more is sometimes just more, and so that was what I wrote that off to. So we will add three fighters into this guy. And so now we have our three marks up here saying that he has those fighters on board. And let's see, this is the battle. Ooh, I do have another carrier down here. I thought I did. So we will add in three more fighters here for him. So I don't necessarily think that they need bombers. Mostly it's going to be fighters for deterrence. So then over here on the transports, let's go ahead and say this guy is going to carry engineers. Oh, and also from yesterday changed to today, I called the list of units is now only to the list of units allowed by the game era selected. So this list doesn't include ships of the line and cannon and stuff from the Black Powder era, nor does it include the anti-aircraft or bombers. Or oh, it does have bombers. I must have given in bombers. Okay, so I'm going to actually remove that, but so that's where this is. So what I want to do initially is add an engineer, infantry, and armor. So this will be the mix I decided for most of these transports. So edit unit. We will come in and say engineer and infant. Okay, so now I'm back. I think I've got a pretty good handle on this. Um, so they're going to hit with, what was it, 3, 6, 9, 10 transports, so 30 units. They've got one aircraft carrier with mostly fighters. So I went ahead and loaded the cities with various versions of fighters and dive bombers. Um, I think from a military standpoint, they're relatively even. Uh, the island has is more spread out and has less land units, but has more air units. And the burden is going to be on the attackers to be able to conquer a city or two to get the production they need to sustain their military. Otherwise, the city has the advantage in the production environment, and they will overwhelm them in time. Now, the other challenge is capital city here is the target. I haven't put that in yet, but that's the goal of the rebel army. If they capture the capital city, well, then all bets are off. So, uh, at initially, the hard push is probably going to be to grab a few cities and then put a full court press on the capital. So your choice on the island is going to be let those cities fall and draw back your troops in defense of the capital and kind of let the easy stuff go and then build back the military. Now, I suspect that that's going to be pretty challenging. Although this navy is pretty formidable, it's just not where it needs to be. So, I mean, they've got nine submarines over here. Uh, so we got cruisers and a battleship down there, cruisers and battleships and destroyers up here. So, yeah, this is I think a relatively even sort of match. The challenge will be right off the bat, and so yeah, it's looking pretty good. So that's going to conclude this step. I want to look at what the next step is going to be. I believe that's going to be setting in the events and whatnot. So hold on, we'll be back. Okay, I'm back on the next segment of this, and that is to finish off the map events. I added another Ventor City Falls, the sarcastic sort of thing. But what I want to do, I've gone out and, whoops, I don't want to create a new one. I want to modify this guy. I went ahead and acquired, I'm going to leave it at that, some waves. So I have a very finality sort of wave here. Let's see. Sounds, general. Let's see. Game over. Peace has been called. Here's what it sounds like. Now this will be on a loop, so you'll hear it more than once. Okay, so there we go. We can play our sound wave that ends the game there. Now, we do want to add a Genovian victory when the first infantry, or I guess the first armor unit is captured. Now, by captured, we mean killed, but I tried to keep it on somewhat everything's a capture event. So we're selecting the player is Genovia, so it's displaying all of the other players' units, and by default, it will load in all of the visible units on the board. Well, that leaves off all the carried. So you can flip it over to the carried units by hitting the checkbox, and then you don't get a billion people in there. So we'll select the first armor, and so when he is captured, we will add our first action, which will be the victory of the Genovia has captured, captured the rebel leader. Whoa. ER. There we go. And the remaining rebel forces surrendered. Maybe not dorses, but forces. How about that? Okay. And we can say save and then add a play wave. Yeah, we could add the same wave back in. Sounds, general, game over, pieces reached, save and save. Okay, so that would conclude the game messages for this map 1 of this scenario. So what we would do then upon the end of that to lead into a new map, which we haven't built yet. First we'll have to go build that one. But would be to show up another message that says, okay, now another crisis has occurred, and now you'll be in command of the fleet with the military and trying to go invade the rebel homeland and destroy their king and capture their king. So kind of they attacked me and invaded me, so now I'm going to go kick their butt concept of a game. So that, and I will go ahead and hit save. I'm not sure if that should kick us all the way back to there or not. We'll see. That if people want that changed, that's a real easy fix either way. So that would conclude the building of phase 1 of this campaign game. Our next step would be to create a whole new map. But that's a video for another day. As always, everyone, I want to say thank you very much for watching. And if you've enjoyed the video, why don't you just hit subscribe? Thank you very much.